propagating Thai constellation with updates. Let's get started, friends. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, my name is Rose, my pronouns are she, her, and today we're gonna propagate my Thai constellation. I'm a little bit scared, but I noticed that it's growing out of the pot, so I don't have space. Here's my boyfriend. I noticed that she's growing out of the pot. Boyfriend is waving at you. So I'm gonna chop her so that she can, that he can stay in this pot, and also try and make him go upwards a little bit. I'm not quite sure what we're doing. So this is him in full glory. I got him with a few of these leaves. I think the oldest one was this one that I got him with. And then it grew this one for me. Oh, and here, this one first as well. It seems to alternate between half moonish leaves and then regular leaves. So here are all the half moon leaves, 1, 2, 3. And on this side, this is actually a really big leaf. So that's pretty cool. But as you can see here, the stem is growing outside of the pot already, and it's rooted all along the stem. So I think I'm gonna unpot so we can see the roots, how well these are rooted, and then make a few cuts probably. A little bit scary, but let's try it. Looks like it was definitely ready for a repot. Now let's untangle some of these chunky aerial roots that are growing around the top to see how rooted each part is. See how thick these are, by the way? Nice, I like it. Okay, let's cut. I'm scared. Oh, this is thick. Jezus, ik heb een zaag nodig. Okay, 1. Kan je het zien in beeld? 2. 2. This one is rooted nicely as well. 3. Okay, let's leave it at that and see how it goes. Okay, so it is cut and I untangled the roots. The base of the plant I already potted up. I didn't think to show you the roots, but there's a lot of them. And then the other 3 are now spread out here. Sorry for the mess. This is the top cutting with 3 big leaves and then these roots, so some really thick ones but also some rooted ones. I'm gonna try and pot that in here because they are a little bit impractical, let's say. They're going the wrong direction. And this is a middle cutting with lots and lots of roots and 2 nodes. And this is a 1 node cutting with a lot of roots as well, with a half moon leaf. The node is on a nice spot of variegation. Let's see, I didn't check this node yet. It's here. So I should pot it up in a way that it's facing up. So like this. And then this one doesn't need a node, but it's got one here. Hey Mickey! And this one, there maybe? I can't really see. We'll see where that ends up. It would be nice if there's a node on this bit. So there's lots of variegation on that side, see? Okay. Ooh, I'm covered in soil. I'm gonna pot these up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah! Fingers crossed, I really hope they grow well. I'll be back with an update when I see some growth. It's been about 3 weeks since I cut up my Thai constellation, and I thought it was time for an update because we have some points. The first one I noticed was on this beautiful cutting. I noticed a point here, and it's growing quite nicely and quite quickly as well. As you can see, it's very, very light with only a slight bit of green. So that's a little bit worrying. But I have noticed that the points can be a lot lighter than it actually will become once it's a plant. So it doesn't mean that this whole thing is going to be white. It can still become green, I think, from my experience. So that's the first one. And then the mother plant, I also noticed there was some growth. And as you can see here, there's actually 2 growth points now, which is awesome. 1 here and 1 here that are looking great. I recently watered this, so that's why it looks very wet. And then the last one was this cutting, which had not shown me any growth yet because I was looking in the wrong place. I was like, where is it? Where is it? There's nothing here. But then I looked on the other side and look, it's coming a little bit from the bottom, so I didn't pot this up ideally. But with, I guess, Thai constellations, I don't know where the nodes are hiding. In philodendrons, they often hide in the pocket of the previous leaf. But with this one, it's definitely next to it. So it does have 2 nodes or more. So maybe we get a little bit more growth. But for now, I'm very happy with how this is all going. Stay tuned. Just a quick update on the Thai constellations. I climbed up on my window ledge because there is some growth. Can you see the one in the back there? And then this one is opening its first little profile leaf. So this is the first little leaf that it puts out to then make space for other leaves. And I think there's another right there. Woohoo, yeah! Here is another update of the Thai constellations. I'm so impressed with them. This one keeps growing 3 points. There is 1 leaf. Can you see it properly? That's already got fenestrations and is really big. Then this one also has a pretty big leaf already coming out that looks quite white, which is nice. I love sectoral variegation. And this is the last one. See here, also already pretty thick. Can't wait to see the leaf coming out. I have a very, very exciting update on the Thai constellation propagations that I want to show you. Also a little bit scary because you'll see, but yay. And I'm actually filming this update now because I'm thinking about selling some of these because I desperately need some money, even though I kind of want to keep them until I can show you an actual leaf on the propagation. But look, this is the leaf that is gonna come out. This was the little profil, which is like a test leaf bit that it throws out. And then I'm actually really impressed with the size of this. If you can compare it to my hand, this is the first leaf that it's growing and it's already quite thick and big. And it looks to have some nice balance of variegated and white in there. So that's great. Why I mentioned the white is because this one actually looks very, very white. So you can see here, don't try this at home. Most of the leaf is fully variegated and then there's a bit here that has some green. It does already have fenestrations, which I think is amazing as a first leaf coming out. But here on the petiole as well, you can see it is, can you see? It is mostly white with some very small lines of, oh, fungus gnat, of green. So that is not ideal for a propagation. I think this came out of the stem where it was a lot of white, as you can see here as well. It's just a lot of white. So I was gonna sell these, but I don't think it's fair to sell something that is so white because it might not have a good chance of survival. And I prefer to keep this and see how this green develops before selling it. Mickey is ready to show us the top cutting, which lives right underneath him. Unfortunately, this one is the only one that has not grown anything. It still looks very healthy and happy, 3 big leaves, but there is 0 growth. So I'm very impatiently waiting for there something to happen over there. But the stem is very thick. I think it's still very well rooted, and I'm hopeful that it will grow something. Maybe in spring, maybe I'll have to wait a little while, but I'm planning to keep this one for myself and see what happens. This last one is the base cutting, the base plant, and it has put out several growth points as you've seen before, but it is the first one that has already unfurled a leaf. This is still hardening off, so you see it being a little bit weirdly folded, but that's okay. Nice spots of sectoral white. Already a lot of fenestration, see 5 in total, which is amazing for a first leaf in my opinion. And then if we look at the other 2 growth points, so this is a little leaf that came out, which I love the variegation on this. Again, lots of fungus gnats. I'm having an issue at the moment, but it's adorable. And then this is the last point of the 3. This baby was kind of half white, and this is very tricky, but the next one, we're gonna do this just for this video, but don't do this at home. This next one, also again, 3/4 white. So that's a lot. Like I said before, that's very risky. It does have a little bit more green in the petiole, Plus it has more growth points where it could get photosynthesis from this green stuff. But yeah, this is very risky. This point might die off. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens to these white little babies. One last update on this beautiful guy because I desperately needed money, so I sold this one. It's going to be sent to Spain tonight. But look, the new leaf is beautiful. I kind of want to try and get it open, but I won't because this is not mine anymore. I did dunk all the bags in there because I have been shipping a lot of plants. But look, there is fenestrations. Beautiful plant. I hope I can ship this safely. After almost 7 days in the mail, it arrived safely in Spain, luckily. And even the new leaf made it safely and has opened since, so I'm very, very relieved about that. These are the leaves on the other ones. This plant has very much white, so I'm a little bit worried about that. Hopefully it will be okay, but it is beautiful. It actually has a secondary fenestration. Check that out. And then this one has this new leaf, which we've already seen, and this one recently opened, which also is a lot of white. Geez, I'm a little bit worried about that, but okay. And there was another growth point. I think it's this one. It hasn't done anything else since. So, a lot of white. We'll see how it goes this winter. This is the final update on the Thai constellations, as this video is going online today, the 5th of January of the new year. So happy new year if I haven't told you that already. Let's go look at the 3 plants that I still have left. The first plant I want to show you was this one node, one leaf cutting, and you can see it has browned a little bit, which from my experience happens when you give the plant stress like I did when cutting it, but also with winter or colder temperatures. You can't say it's low humidity because our house is very, very humid. It's not healthy. The new leaf looks beautiful, as you can see here. Sometimes I noticed there are little like breaks almost in it from unfurling, but overall it still looks perfect. No browning tips or anything. I shouldn't touch it too much. There's no sign yet of the next leaf, but I'm not expecting that in winter anyway. This is the second plant, the base plant, and I just realized that this has opened a leaf without me realizing it because it's sitting all the way in there high up in the windowsill. So hello, welcome, beautiful new leaf. You're amazing. So this is the plant with the 3 growth points, and the one here has never continued growing. So that's good. It's containing its energy to 2 points, which I prefer, to be honest. The point that I haven't showed you yet is this one with the little weird leaf, and then the very white leaf, which also has not made any signs of a new leaf yet. But the one that had this little profile and then this leaf apparently is the happiest because that has also now made this one. And I love it. This is a nice balance, nice amount of green. And like the original plant, I hope that it will continue to make healthy, happy green leaves and then a little bit more highly variegated leaves to keep the plant happy. I really actually love this one. I'm very impressed. Reminds me of the mama. And I guess this was the mama plant. This was the base. So, yay! And then lastly, the top cutting with all the original leaves that were on here. This one is really, really big. Like I showed you in the first video. Here's the oldest leaf on this cutting. And then the leaf that it made. It took so much longer for this leaf to come out than the other plants, which I didn't expect because the other ones are stem cuts, so they had to start fresh when these already was the top cutting, so it already had this space that it would grow out of. But as you can see, it took longer to come out, but then when it did, it's so much more mature looking than its brothers and sisters or whatever gender we're giving it. And as you can see here, if you don't know, actually the first cut, the first hole is called the fenestration, and then the second one is called secondary fenestration, and it even has a little third fenestration. I don't know the word in English for secondary, tertiary, but it has that already. So it's so much more mature than the other ones, even though it took a lot longer. So I'm happy that we had to wait a little bit longer. I don't mind it anymore now. And it's half white. So I absolutely love this one. This is the one that's gonna continue staying with me. The other 2 I will sell in spring when it is warm enough to safely to ship safely. So impressed. Mickey also likes looking at it. It's right next to his little hangout basket, so he gets the best view of the Thai constellation. And that's it for this update video. Please let me know in the comments what you think, if this was useful or interesting to watch or not, or if there's something else that you want to see. If you did enjoy it, please give the video a thumbs up. It really helps. And subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for being here with me. I really appreciate all the views and comments and likes and subscribes. I love our little community of plant lovers, and I selected some videos for you guys to watch if you want to watch more planty content. I'll see you again very soon. Bye friends!